Do you remember how many tribes there were in Israel's history? 12 tribes. So Jesus chooses 12 disciples, and clearly to the audience, to everybody watching, oh, this makes sense. He's the one. He's the one who's uniting the kingdom. He's the new king. He's the new king. But the people he chose were very different than who society would expect to be chosen. He chose fishermen. He chose regular guys. He chose regular guys, young men, to be his disciples, not the affluent, not the influential. He chose regular people. His kingdom is this upside-down kingdom. In fact, Jesus even hung out with people who were looked down on by society, and the religious would say of Jesus, you're a friend of sinners, you're a friend of tax collectors. Look at Matthew chapter 11, verse 19. Jesus said this about himself, the Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, look, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Jesus caused the people around him who were known as sinners, the prostitutes, the sick, those who were looked down on by society, they felt extremely comfortable around Jesus because they knew that Jesus loved them. He's a friend of sinners. And thank God that Jesus is a friend of sinners. If Jesus is not a friend of sinners, then there is absolutely no hope for me, because I am a sinner, a deeply flawed man, a sinner. But Jesus is this friend of sinners who is the king of an upside-down kingdom, and he calls men like us into his kingdom. His kingdom's upside down.